Hey everybody, what's going on? Welcome back to another reaction. We're checking out The Sound, the album by Stray Kids. Very excited about this one. We're not going to be checking out all of the songs, as some of the songs are basically Japanese versions of songs that we've already have checked out. There is one exception with a song called Scars, which is originally a Japanese song, if I'm not mistaken. It has a music video from like a year ago. Still not sure if I'm going to check it out in this video or do a separate reaction somewhere down the line, because it is a music video, which will make this reaction even longer than it would be anyway. So for that reason, I'm still not sure, but let's start off with Battleground, the Sound music video. I do have a reaction to it somewhere up here in the playlist that you can check out, as well as all of my other Stray Kids reactions. And if you're interested in more reactions, such as SKZ Code episodes 1 to 15, as well as currently reacting to the Stray Kids survival show, currently at episode number 7. There's also some little extra things, as one of their episodes, the latest one on Weekly Idol, the Sunmi Shelter View episode, and some other stuff regarding other groups like Blackpink, Mamamoo, BTS, and more survival shows, K-dramas. If you're interested in any of those things, check out the link below. You will see a full list in the tier. You do not have to sign up in order to see the full list of all of the available reactions. But if you see something that you may like, consider subscribing. And I'm seeing comments of like people saying, well, I guess you have this reaction on Patreon, when talking about things that I don't actually have. So all of the reactions, all of the list of all of the reactions are available in the tier below. If you don't see something on that list, it means that I didn't check it out. So I just want to eliminate any and all potential misunderstandings, because I do get comments from time to time of people being disappointed that I don't have reactions to group XYZ, even though that was never actually advertised. So check out the list, and if you see something that you may like, consider subscribing, and let's get into it. Mick Gordon in this bitch. Oh. Oh, I am, you beautiful soul. Oh my. I thought my browser was glitching. Holy shit, let's take it back. Oh. This is the most headbangable Stray Kids song I've ever heard. Oh. Felix's voice definitely fits the heavy. Oh, Han. Honey. Han. I love this part.
Battleground 走りまた挑戦黒夢も白に塗り替える当然頭を揺らす all day この夢我にとって Battleground 走りまた挑戦黒夢も白に塗り替える当然
Oh, Bangchan. I love this part. Ooh. Okay, first of all, the song is fucking awesome. Second, I have to switch to genius.com because the lyrics, the translation is almost abysmal. I'm sorry, but I really needed to go away from that because so many of the lyrics were not making the most sense and now it makes so much more sense. Like the overall message of like life being under a battleground basically, and whether it's for the normal person whose life on earth is basically like a battleground, and whatever you want to do, there will always be someone that also wants to do the same thing, so you have to keep on annihilating the enemies or your rivals or enemies that are fears and traumas, and constantly have to, polish yourself and aim for higher and greater things. For Stray Kids, obviously, though their battleground is the music scene. I take aim and land now on the music battleground, and what they have in their bag is like the passion, and they keep on exploring as far as like until the bag is overflowing with these kills, as literally the bag of Stray Kids and the various style that they portray on screen, whether it's the concepts, whether it's the actual music from Stray Kids to like the stuff before, even with Free Racha, for example, from the Stray Kids survival show back to those days, and like seeing all of the different talent that they have in their bag. My anxiety increases every time I survive. The pressure from those around me closes in on me. Every time you get to a higher point, the pressure gets amplified more and more and more, and the expectations are rising. In those times, I speed up and face whoever and whatever is blocking me, and I will fiercely shut it down, basically. So, not being bound by any obstacles, like basically going your way because you have a vision and you know exactly what you need to do in order to progress. So, enemies, whether it's being mental enemies or literal enemies, as far as like people who are haters, people who try to put you down and whatnot, basically putting all of those things aside in order to propel yourself to the very top, as they also talk about, running for your lives, because I'm running to the top, which is really, really cool too. More enemies show up as I progress, as literally the more popular you become, the more hate you will receive, unfortunately. The more you succeed, the more you have to prepare yourself for the worst, basically. Fighting each other on society's battleground for my dream's sake. I can't give up in that level. In the midst of pressure, closing further, we go. Blast, as they're almost like firing their weapons, polishing my weapon, my talent. The weapon is their talent so that I can survive. And the ones who have already lost run away. Let go of that trauma and sorrow. The usual drama is over. So basically, whatever kind of puts you down, whether it's literal people, haters, or mental struggles. Probably one of the coolest lyrics of this song is it starts off with battleground, run forward, and other challenges. The higher you get, the more challenging it'll be. It's almost like reaching a new level, and at every level, there's a bigger and bigger boss. And I'll paint even the darkest dream white. Like it's almost like it's it's always the darkest before the dawn, basically. And this is really, really, really cool. Like even like the darkest of dreams, the darkest of realities, I'll be able to paint it white, and kind of like overcome this darkness. This is really, really awesome stuff. Let's move on to the next song. This one was awesome. I There's like the balance between like the aggression and then like the soothing nature of like IN's vocals, Bangchan's vocals, the greediness of Felix's vocals. They fit so well within this kind of a style. And again, it like further emphasizes like the bag that not just Stray Kids as a group has, but every single one of the members and every single one of the songs that we've checked out from previous albums, even like with Sungmin and Bangchan with Connected, Sungmin's Stars and Raindrops, with Limbo, with Lino, with Han Volcano, with Felix, with Deepan, showing off such an extreme and contrast. Like the bag is not just the group itself, but each of the individual members being able to put things that you would not that you wouldn't expect, but you would still kind of be surprised by the depth of that talent. Let's move on to the next song. Quick break I took to walk the dog, hence the hoodie. Plus, I'm switching over to Spotify for the music and to genius.com for the lyrics, because that last lyric video was just not it. Plus, I know that a lot of people prefer color-coded lyric videos, but I prefer the lyrics to be accurately translated or as accurately as possible. So I'm sorry, but we'll continue with non-color-coded lyric videos from now on.
今更だけど僕はどう映ってんの
Oh.
作り笑いは慣れ小屋になるよ押し殺した本来気持ちは傷だらけそれでも探す答え朝まできっと全て心の中を奪われたいよしびれてゆく前に見つけたいんだ自分を大げさに見えなくても100万回中で一度過ちをして終わらないで
Oh.
残酷な世界全ての愛に埋もれたいよ孤独には感じたくないんだよありのまま愛してくれる人が見えたらないもう世界で一人だけじゃないと信じて傷つけ合っても見失う心を気づいて
This is a K-drama song.
昔の理想に裏切られそう思い通りの姿がないもん変えたくても変わらないだろうそうして一人にさせろ季節のようにいろんな姿に変わっても全て僕の365全ての愛に埋もれたいよ孤独には感じたくないんだよありのまま愛してくれる人が見えたらないもう世界で一人だけじゃないと信じて傷つけ合っても見失う心を全て心の中を吐き出せ
Damn, this is beautiful.
味方なのか分かってくるかも大げさに見えなくても100万人の一人でも隣にいてくれるならそれだけでも嬉しいよ壊れた世界全ての愛に埋もれたいよ
Damn.
僕には感じたくないんだよありのまま愛して
That last setup for the chorus was beautiful.
世界で一人だけじゃないと信じて傷つけ合っても見失う心を I lost
Holy shit, that was beautiful. Feels like a K-drama song, to be honest. It feels, I don't know if I'm, since it's the freshest, like it's okay to not be okay. Uh and seeing that even those who are not okay, they're still finding that someone who will be there for them. And therefore together we'll be able to get over whatever the hell is happening. Also, for some weird reason, this kind of like reminded me of Snowdrop in a way when everybody, all of the classmates turned on Youngro, and it felt like she was just so lost and so alone. And there was only one person who still had the love for her, and that's Lim Soho, obviously. Uh, that's kind of what for some reason, like especially when looking at lyrics like if at least one person in a million could stay by my side, I'm happy with just that. Uh, whereas literally the entire the entirety of the show, Snowdrop is like finding those little tiniest of moments where you actually feel happy when those two are together, when their world is basically that dorm, that college and whatnot, it is chaos. That's what it kind of reminded me of for some reason. But obviously, if it's either one of the last three K dramas that I've watched with Snowdrop, Hotel de Luna, and It's Okay to Not Be Okay. So to me, there's an interesting blend between two songs here. Something like Lonely Street and something like Waiting for Us, because the song definitely emphasizes like feelings of depression and feelings of being so fed up with it to the point where I might do something tragic, as far as like Felix pointing the finger gun in Lonely Street at himself and then pointing it at his shadow because it's actually killing the darkness and not necessarily killing yourself. As the lyrics here say, don't make this mistake, don't end this in this cruel world. It's almost like they are either talking to themselves or they're talking to the fans or to anyone who may listen. And they also, while still expressing sadness and depression, forcing a smile, being sick of it, hiding your true emotions and thoughts, and saying that it might be too late now, but how do I seem like to you? Like talking to someone who may not actually, it's almost like you either don't care enough to see the hurt in someone's eyes as they smile at you, or they're doing rather a good enough job of hiding all of those emotions, even though they're sick of it. And this song is almost like even if I find one person that not necessarily makes my world turns my world upside down. It's not about having someone to complete you. It's someone that would make life on this earth bearable. Because the world is still cruel, much like they say, don't make this mistake, don't end this in this cruel world. In the bridge, I believe they say, if at least one person in a million could stay by my side, I'm happy with just that in this broken world. The world is still broken, but it's bearable with you in it. So if I have at least one person by my side, in a million, and they actually repeat the million times in the pre-chorus, the first pre-chorus too, like as far as like at least once in a million times where I could find myself, where I could feel okay, it would be life would be worth living even though this world is cruel. I do love the chorus as far as like truly expressing all of your all of the thoughts that you couldn't express in that first verse, as far as like hiding my emotions and my thoughts and everything. In reality, I want to be covered in all of the love, and I don't want to feel lonely. I don't want to be on that lonely street, basically. And even like the second verse talking about how um I didn't change to the person that I thought that I wanted to change to. I can change, or just leave me by myself, and I'll be whatever happens happens. Then the ending of the verse kind of gives out a little bit of hope. Even if I change, like the seasons, everything changes. So there's a really nice, almost like balance basically that you have, kind of like when you're depressed yourself, you can have a decent day and then something just snaps and you feel like shit. The outro with IN saying I lost me is kind of heartbreaking to be honest, especially like for IN to deliver those lines. If there's one person in Stray Kids that can brighten your day in an instance with a smile or with his voice, with his Busan accent and whatnot, it's IN. So to have that line come out from the person that potentially brings the most joy to people, as far as like his personality and everything, it is all that much more powerful.
Don't let me love you, don't let me love you. Don't let me love you, don't let me love you. Don't let me love
This is like a more literal version of Red Lights, kind of. As far as like a relationship goes with another person, not with yourself. And the repetition is what's driving you insane, basically. Damn. The more you say it, the more you try to convince yourself, so it's like denial.
Don't let me love you, don't let me love you. Don't let me love you, don't let me love you.
Damn. Okay, so this song, I said in the middle of the reaction that it feels like a more literal version of Red Lights. And what I mean by that is like, it feels more like a one-sided interpretation of Red Lights, whereas the original Red Lights felt like there's like a toxic relationship interpretation. There's a relationship between you, the artist, and your art interpretation. This song feels more like the romantic side, which is going to be kind of toxic in a way, because the more I repeat the phrase "don't let me love you," the more I actually want you to love me. And they actually admit that in the bridge. Actually, I don't want to tell you to not love me. And if you hate me, please endure it and run away. If you hate me, please don't love me anymore. Because where there's love, there's hate. Maybe that's why. It almost kind of like reminds me of there's a very, very popular tattoo that says hate at the top, love at the top and hate at the bottom. It's like love and hate are basically connected. They're like blended, if I'm not mistaken. Really cool tattoo. Really wanted to do it before everyone else did it, so I'm not going to anymore. But this kind of feels like basically being in denial because my intentions are good. I know that this relationship is going to end badly, but at the same time, I want this. And the more I say that I don't want it, the more I deny, the more I put myself in a state of denial. Because the more I repeat it, the more I feel like, well, maybe if I say it long enough, for long enough, I will actually believe it. But in reality, I don't. I do love the way Stray Kids go around with songs like this, and the fact that all of them came together for this one, whereas Taste and Red Lights almost as if feel like they don't feel like they weren't performed by the full group. So this one being performed by, I believe, the entirety of Stray Kids is actually really, really cool. And if this was performed with Red Lights and Taste back to back to back, I can only imagine the amount of babies that would be born 9 months after that live performance would happen. But in any case, I love the analogies, the metaphors, the scars are still there, as is your scent, the scars from this relationship, which, your scent was left much like those scars. So this could be like not necessarily realistic scars, but rather metaphorical. The petals have withered, but the thorns are still there, which is also very, very cool. Like roses are very beautiful, for example, but they are painful because of their thorns and whatnot. So the thorns are still there. It's still like poisonous. It's still like hurting. I really dug the song. I feel like it paints a very tragic and almost like a very clear image of a relationship that is bound to end in tragedy, but at the same time, the love that the two people have is stronger than the realization of it being a tragedy. So it's really, really cool. And even like the lyrics touch on like there's no such thing as perfection. The ideal is just an illusion. And the reality is cruel, much like this relationship can be, which is why there's scars and thorns and hurt and all that kind of stuff. And this relationship at the very least is poisonous, but at the same time the feelings are still there. So no matter how much I tried, both of the parties basically their feelings trump the logic of the relationship. Therefore they continue to be together basically, even though it's going to end in a tragedy potentially. Let's move on to the next song. Nice. Love the analogy with the white piece of paper dyed with your color.
같아요 내물에서 네 나의 공야 너 도노 순간 가라나노카 도쿠니와 하지마리가 와타리마센 소복과 쇼세츠の恋のよ君へと旅立って小説の主人公のようさまよって真っ白な髪に思い描く真っ白な髪が君で色づくあなた
I like the contrast with Ian and Lino.
気持ち秘密にするにはもっと知りたくて 思い続け思い続け Baby tell me where you are どうしてでしょう誰かを好きになるほども願いたみますいつか出会った時
Oh, that's beautiful.
すぐにわかるように必ず for you
Oh, you wonderful song. I love this vocal melody with Ian and Lino. I love the... Damn, that's beautiful. And Sungin, holy shit, really, really, really beautiful stuff. You know, whenever a song goes the relationship route, when it seems like it's about a romantic relationship, usually with K-pop, I start thinking that it's probably for the fans, which is most likely over half the times is actually the case. It might actually be a song for the fans, because they literally say like, someday when we meet, I'll definitely run for you. So it could as always be like a double meaning for a romantic relationship, or for the relationship that Stray Kids have with Stay, as they are currently like performing live, and so this is quite, the timing is quite beautiful, or were performing live up until very recently, if I'm not mistaken. So this is really, really wonderful, and plus, like, much like the previous song, which was almost like a toxic and poisonous kind of a relationship, they can't separate, because even though it's poison, the love trumps the poisonness of the relationship. And here, it's almost like very pure. I wonder why the more you like someone, the more it hurts. In the lyrics, I picture you in this pure white piece of paper, and it's dyed with your color. That's really, really beautiful. It kind of honestly reminds me of Paint Me by Mamamoo in a way. Um, and even like something like Ween's watercolor, as far as like that empty canvas and painting it with all different colors, which are emotions. But here the color is the person that they're speaking to, or the fans in general that they're potentially are speaking of. And even like the bridge talking about, I don't want to keep this feeling a secret, kind of like reminds me of Lost in a way, because you're hiding everything, all of your thoughts, and keeping your feelings basically a secret. Here, I feel a certain way towards you, where I don't want to keep it a secret. You're that one in a million, perhaps, that makes me want to live and see tomorrow, basically. And you're that one in a million who makes me feel like getting through this broken or cruel world, and whatnot, which is also really, really cool. And just like the love between the two people, or the love between Stray Kids and Stay, is like a love of from a novel, is also really, really cool. And I'm satisfied by the turning pages. It is also really, really cool, as like our story continues to unfold as we flip through the pages and different chapters and whatnot. Literally, as we just talked about having that someone in a million that would make you want to see tomorrow, basically. They literally see, when I think of you, my heart jumps around. I'm sure tomorrow it will too. Like finding that that person or the person representing the fandom who they found that makes them want to live through uh their darkness, because obviously they've expressed quite a bit of, depression and living through hard times and all of that kind of stuff that relates to some deeper things, from lonely street to even like deep end, sorry. And some things that Han touched on his song on the Stray Kids Replay album that we also checked out, the A side. Honestly, this song is absolutely beautiful, and it almost like represents the kind of love that only happens once in a once in a blue moon. So this is really, really wonderful. I loved the vocal melody. Again, there's something about Ian's voice here, and the balance between him and Lino repeating that same vocal melody is really, really cool in the chorus. It's truly beautiful, and I feel like Changbin also with his singing did a wonderful job. All of the guys did a phenomenal job. I really, really enjoyed this song, and I love how positive and happy and hopeful it is. So I would take it as a song for the fans. Let's move on to the next one.
I never cry because I know that it'll never change.
Wait, is that like the Thunderous Bangchan? Because it looks like the same hairstyle and even color, right? Yeah, and Felix's long hair too. That mullet. No captions. Oh. Were those ghosts? What was it? Oh. Oh. Holy shit. That was Felix went from fierce to adorable in 2 seconds. Oh, you go. Ghosts are all over the place. Damn. I really need those English lyrics. Okay. Ooh. Ooh, nice transition. Oh man, this chorus is beautiful. Ooh. Now I'm thinking of Hotel Del Luna. Oh, wait, let's take it back. That was beautiful. Oh my god. So it sounds like they caught that firefly, right? That's what it looks like, at least from the choreography. I mean, if I see a ghost, I would just call Ghostbusters, but you know, that's Stray Kids. This is beautiful. That was really, really beautiful. And I can't wait to actually look at the lyrics, so let's do that. Okay, so looking at the lyrics, I did think that Chung Bean said something that sounded like tattoo, which makes a lot of sense because uh, scars. Before I got my first tattoo, I was very, very almost proud of the scars that I have from my open heart surgery. And I also have another scar from the pacemaker that I have a different one, but it's no longer in the same place that it was before. So all that's left now is a scar. And I remember like thinking or having like the thought of somebody saying to me like there's all these monuments, all of these procedures that you can do to eliminate the scar and whatnot. And if it's something that you're interested in, then why not do it? And I was like, you know what? This is like at the moment, I thought to myself that this is like a tattoo. This is the closest thing that I'll ever have to a tattoo. And that was like quite a while before I actually did get my first tattoo. So all of these scars, whether they are metaphorical or literal, because literally Bong Chan does have, a busted up uh, eye eyebrow in the beginning of the music video. These lyrics basically, if Battleground wasn't enough to hype you up and motivate you, if it was too flashy for you, let us show you something that is going to showcase our own struggle in a way that is going to not just motivate you, but also show you that we're not just talking as motivational speakers. We're saying it because we've been through it all and we're showing it like a scar, which is a tattoo, which is going to be out there forever, and we're not hiding it. And literally, like, emphasizing like the worn out sneakers, worn out tee, not having the time to even heal those scars and those bruises, and the dying voice in front of the pop guard as like literally performing in the studio till your dying fucking breath, and trying to get it all done, not shying away from the struggles, but rather embracing it because I've been through it, so I'll be able to get through that much more. And even if I collapse, I don't care. Let go of all of the struggles, which kind of reminds me of Eminem. Face towards the future. I will never give up because life is like a battleground, basically. And in order to get to the top, you have to keep on pushing, which is really, really cool. As literally they say, I'll push forward. Um, this won't change my heart, even if it looks like it'll break. I will aim for the limit of my strength. Whereas in Battleground, they're saying something along the lines of like aiming to the top, or running towards the top, like run for your life because I'm running to the top. Seeing like the determination in the music video, but also seeing like the happiness in it too, as Felix transitions from dancing in that suit to then smiling as he records, almost like recording memories and whatnot. And it feels like those ghosts are, in a way, are potentially their own ghosts, like things that were haunting them, as they took it to like almost like a literal meaning, as far as the past version of Stray Kids, all of the struggles, everything that was kind of like hovering over your head, and instead of um, running away from it or letting that put you down, you actually embrace it, and you're proud of, like, the ghost basically become the scars, or the ghost are a representation of the scars that for other people it would put them down. They would be ashamed of it and they would try to hide it. The bridge, even if I shed more tears in the future, I'll tighten my fist heading for tomorrow. Like I'm not walking away without a fight. I will go through my journey, double knot those shoelaces, and I will not give up. Look up and walk dazzlingly. My scars, I will show it all, not being afraid of all the things that other people would be afraid of, or things that people will try to use against you. So even if it looks like I might break, uh, in reality, my strength and my determination is much greater than what may seem to you. You know, my strength is greater than what meets the eye. Is what I kind of feel like, and as far as like, it was really really cool seeing like with the ghost we see almost like the fireflies too, and the actual spiritual symbolic meaning of a firefly is, fireflies remind us that it's the small, simple things in life that matter the most. They inspire us to take a moment to slow down, ground ourselves in the moment, and appreciate all that surrounds us. So that's actually really, really cool because among those ghosts, the things that are haunting you, they're fireflies. It's like stopping and admiring the fact that you've been through this far, even though you have so much more left to go. Just appreciating your own self, and fireflies almost like also represent like wonders and magic in all things. Like you are magic, you are great, don't you forget it, basically. And also it symbolizes the delicate dance between light and dark, which is really really cool, as well as rebirth from darkness into fresh beginnings. So it's almost like it kind of feels like ending of one chapter to start off a new one, basically. So yeah, I feel like this song and them like going through like this city that is completely like disintegrated, basically, as it's almost like the world of Stray Kids, um and the road that they're on as Bangchan is busted up in the beginning of the music video. And in the end, having like that freeze frame, almost like a photo of sorts, of them being happy together despite whatever came through our way. We're happy and we're looking into the future with a smile. So we didn't come this far only to come this far, basically, which is really, really cool. This song was incredibly beautiful. It was emotional. I really loved the vocal melody of the woe in the actual chorus. It was really really cool. The actual chorus itself is beautiful. I love the intensity of the choreography too, and I just love the balance between the seriousness in the choreography and then the happiness and the hopefulness, the hope that they portray when they're just being together, chilling, basically, which is really really wonderful. This song is beautiful. Let's move on to the final song on this album. As I mentioned, I am not covering the Japanese versions of songs that we've already checked out, like Chill and I believe Case 143, as well as Thunderous. And I was kind of skeptical of the fact that I will check out Scars right now, but I just kind of felt like doing it. I kind of got excited, I guess, so I wanted to check out the music video. And yeah, let's finish up with the final song on this album, which is called There. Oh, that sounds tragic.
Oh, I think of you. I only fall for you.
Me too.
Feels like a never-ending waterfall. Oh, I'm still a fool. I look up at the stars all day and night. Cause I know you're waiting, I'll be right there. 一人で見上 げる星の夜空星を見つけては自慢し合ってたあの頃とはもう違って今日の空は今の僕を物語るよ冷たく寂しい風が吹いて海は色を失ってくでも青く光る思い出はどんな波にも流されない I'm thinking about you, girl 君がいないこの場所で君といたこの場所で Baby I still think of you all the time I feel it now, oh girl 思い出すべてのこと眠れそうにないよ I know that it'll never stop, oh I'm
The production, the sound effects in the background are really, really
But the night sky in your eyes 하나뿐나이 국가 you and I 이마다 can't want the time to stop
Oh, that's beautiful. That's beautiful production.
Baby, I still think of you all the time I feel it now, oh girl 思い出すべてのこと眠れそうにないよ I know that it'll never stop, oh I'm still right there Oh, I think of you I only fall for you Feels like a never-ending waterfall Oh, I'm still a fool I look up at the stars all day and night Cause I know you're waiting I'm thinking about you, girl 君がいないこの場所で君といたこの場所で Baby, I still think of you all
The sound effects almost make me feel like if this was a music video, it would be like flashbacks right now whenever you hear those sound effects. Damn. This more so feels like an actual relationship song rather than for the fans, especially like, you know, baby and girl and all that kind of stuff that makes it a lot easier to differentiate, I guess. But although, I mean, you can still take it that way too, but almost feels like whether it's fresh off of a potential breakup or just not being able to get over maybe the one that got away potentially, you know, and being a fool for that person. I'm a fool because I still hoping and waiting for you to come back or to cross paths with you basically, which is really, really kind of, you know, sad and tragic in a way. And you know, the I only fall for you and feels like a never ending waterfall is also really, really beautiful because, you know, falling in love for you with you means a never ending waterfall as far as like tears and, you know, nothing but sadness, much like the blue memories won't be washed away even by the largest waves. Blue memories as far as like blue usually like represents sadness and depression. So here maybe it's like the memories of this relationship that make me feel kind of blue potentially because I don't have you anymore. I'm not with you rather anymore. It's really, really beautiful. Stray Kids definitely know how to paint a very beautiful picture, especially like the second verse with the gentle moonlight, and if it could become a long bridge, the longest one in the world, then we would have been able to meet and no star can shine as bright as you. As whereas in a different song, I believe in Novel, well, it was potentially as far as like I hope that the stars shine bright on you or something like that. Also, like the ending says, I look up at the stars all day and night because I know you're waiting. But yet in the beginning, I look up at the stars all day and night because I know you're waiting. I'll be right here. You're waiting, but I'll be right here. So is that like the portion of them saying I'm still a fool because I'm still looking at the stars, hoping that you're waiting for me, but yet I'm still right here. So I can't come to you, and talking about like that moonlight that could become, if it could become the biggest bridge in the world, then we could meet. So I'm not really sure if it's just an expression of wanting to get this person back and being so in love with them, or was this breakup or whatever happened because of circumstances or because of a mutual decision. I'm not actually too short, but it's a beautiful song. The album itself was beautiful, and also checking out the music video for Scars was quite something. And yeah, Stray Kids are incredible. I really really enjoyed this album, and I hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. If there's anything that I missed, anything that you want to touch on as far as the lyrics go, as far as Scars go, as far as I understand, it was released on the fourth anniversary of Elevator. So that's actually like Elevator could be one of those scars as far as like even like the survival show with Stray Kids, Elevator plus with the history of the original Stray Kids and how it all kind of started and who were the members, the survival show that could potentially also represent the various scars that were left on Stray Kids' body, so to speak. Very, very interesting stuff. So if there's any meaning to that, let me know in the comment section down below. And yeah, I'll catch you all in the next one. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Make sure to like this video, subscribe. If you're new, my voice is dying right now, so I'm gonna end it here. Check out the Patreon if you want to see some exclusive reactions, including Stray Kids content like SKZ Code episodes 1 to 15, and currently reacting to the Stray Kids survival show. Plus, there's Mamamoo, Blackpink, Run BTS, Twice content, K-dramas, survival shows, and more. So if you're interested in any of that, check out the link below, and I will catch you all in the next one. See ya.